Great. Okay, can everyone hear me okay? Cool. Okay, that's great. Just have your feet. Oh, wait a minute. Just have your feet shoulder width apart. Have your feet shoulder width apart. Fabulous. Sink your hips, lengthen through the spine. Just take a few slow, deep breaths. So feel the jaw relax. Relax the muscles of the neck and the face. Just allow your muscles to sink and just sense that your bones are holding you up. Gently draw the toes in. So relax the feet first and then draw the toes in so that you're activating the arches of the foot. And just relax around the jaw. Softly gaze forward as you listen behind and above. Just take some slow, deep breaths. So just notice the sensation of contact with the ground. Notice your breathing. Notice your posture. So, yeah, for those of you that are interested, I completely missed the football yesterday. Um, but yeah, and keep breathing in and out. You have very limited interests, shall we put it that way? So turn the. I do have some friends though, you know. Just keep turning your waist. So I was at Tai Chi class last night, while everyone was sort of yelling with beery breath. I know how to have fun. So there we go. And we're all nice and tall, aren't we? Yes. So feel the ground under your feet, sink the hips. Breathing, very nice, very nice. Don't know if any of you is going to Ely Folk Festival. I will be working there all weekend. I'm teaching kids kung fu fitness in the mornings, and then I'm getting them to bash drums loudly. That'll be fun. And stewarding, and also playing. I'll be doing a bit of playing. So. If I learn anything useful at the Ely Folk Festival that is relevant to, what does that say? Drum bash. Yeah, you can join in if you want. We're going to be annoying all the adults. I had to swap them. They wanted me to do the drumming first at 10 in the morning, and then the kung fu fitness at 11. And I pointed out gently that people might still be sleeping breathing in and out. But one of my friends often goes to the Ely Folk Festival, Kerry Otis, and he's been doing Tai Chi longer than I've been alive for, and I usually get some very useful tips from him. when he does turn up. So I will, of course, share any wisdom I get from my friend. Um, Sink down. Just let the arms relax. So you're just nice and relaxed, and you're feeling your waist turn. Let me show you that from the back. Keep breathing some more. Now, just tune into your spine. So feel the spine lengthen. So, yeah, last night's class, it was emphasising sinking the hips because we were all kind of not. So we even had someone there on Zoom. It's great. It's very, very modern. So I will be keeping the Zoom element on quite a lot of my classes actually. So just that's much better, everybody. Lengthen through the spine a bit more. Make sure your chin is correctly aligned. Fabulous. Okay, now we go like this. So you want to be aware of what you are sensing. So, for example, where I'm at, I've got the wind gently kind of touching my skin. I've got the sounds of the perpetual sounds of the railway. Um, I can hear birds singing, the neighbours doing their thing. So, okay. Just tune into the feet. So, sinking forwards and back. So really tune into the sensation and contact with the feet. You want to relax the ankles and the knees actually. It's almost as if you're sinking down. Now we just shift the weight from one foot to the other. So we're just feeling the feet. This is an exercise I've done with Eva Scuba's favourite exercise. She's very into. She's hit her 70s, and she's very very big on balance these days. That's all she does: balance, 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 and it's great. Her balance has actually improved. She says she's got better balance than when she was in her 60s. So that's pretty impressive, I reckon, and it's worth persevering with. So here we go, and then we go round and round in a circle. So yeah, perseverance, patience, and I was at a recent meditation day retreat, and the lady that was teaching, she actually runs meditation workshops in Israel, and they invite the Israel people and the Palestine people to all sit and meditate together for for a day retreat, which I thought was quite cool, actually. But one of the things that she said when you're exploring these kinds of things is to, as well as the sort of dedication and practice and perseverance with it, is the playfulness. She said playfulness is very important, and by which I'm sort of looking at the explorative side of these arts. That you don't get like stuck. That this is it. Okay, now go around in the other way. And like with any of these movements, if any of the movements aren't working for you, do something else. It's perfectly fine. Um, as long as you're connecting with your body and feeling the ground under your feet. So, the exercises on this works your improves your sweat envelope and your balance. This is another one for balance. So okay, nice. So we'll do our bounce and shake. It's like you're shaking out a rug, shaking the wrinkles out of a rug. And then shake. So again, this one's from Eva. She likes the strange exercises, does Eva? And I think last week we were looking at Rising Queen and Dragon, weren't we? We'll do it again because it's awesome. And then bounce again. So just see if you can just get yourself to kind of smooth out and stack up correctly. Show you that from the diagonal. So you keep your arms in front. And then really let go and soften in the palms of the hands and relaxing the wrists. So almost as if you're moving through water. Be careful about saying that. You get rained on. Relax in the lower back. Turn the palms up. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, check your posture. Sink the hips. Lengthen through the spine. Take some slow, deep breaths. Just feel yourself lengthen. Sink the hips. Nice and relaxed. And change. So, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your posture. Tune into the feet and change. So just turning the waist, just allowing the arms just to very gently swing back and swing forwards. Again, you're just exploring. We're exploring. So a good way of exploring is making sure you've got space in your body and also space in your mind. Really feel that the weight is turning and you're sinking your hips. Okay, leg swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hamstrings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Tap the size of the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Kicking forward with the side of the foot. 1, 2. That's a good one for the hip. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's Barry's. We'll do one of Carell's. What you do is you stand on one leg and we just move around and explore our balance. So it's the sort of thing you do when you were 3 years old, actually. I really like it. You just kind of... if I hadn't been at Ely this weekend, I'd have gone and seen the Cascubas in Reading, but unfortunately I couldn't, so I'm having to make up for it by doing their daft exercises in my Zoom classes. So try that with the other foot. So you just explore the range of movement. You can go all the way around. So just make it up. Use your hands and legs. Legs off the better than the other. That's a good one. So then what you do is eventually, Carell says you're supposed to do it with your eyes shut. Try it with your eyes shut, just for a bit. That's horrible. I'll try the other leg. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's really hard, isn't it? Look, yeah. Try it. Yeah. So, and then that develops your. Okay, let's do some more leg work. So you come up, flex the ankle, put the whole foot down. So this is one I did with Eva. 1, 2, 3. We're sinking the hips. So I did the whole of the Chen form on Wednesday. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice and tall. Breathing in and out. Relax around the jaw. And then go to your horse stance. So again, we're sinking our hips. We're just going to transfer the weight. So you want to sink the hips. Feel that you want to make sure your knees are in line with the toes. Okay, now this time, move forwards and back with your weight on that leg. This is one I did with Eva. It's she said it's very good for your leg. That's code, isn't it? We won't spend too long on it. Do the other leg. That is a horrible exercise. I'll moan about it. I'll phone her up and moan about it later. This is horrible. Why don't you do it? This one. Oh. This one. I'll make the children do this. They deserve it. Horrible. Yeah.
It will be easy for children.
Yeah, but they can't concentrate as well as you lot. Don't knock age and wisdom, Children are just terrible. Okay, try the other direction. So we're getting super strong legs today. Okay. Isn't this character building? Hey! So, okay, stop. Ah! Okay. Dear idea. Whose idea was it? Blame my teachers, that's what I do. I just blame them. How do the time? Oh god. Right, nice and tall. Oh, what really? Let's do, yeah, we do this one. Oh, that's so much nicer, isn't it? There you go. You get the sugar after the bitter, as Barry often says. Give us some sugar afterwards. Yeah. So we're just feeling our chest gently open. And one more. Okay, nice and tall. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do peng, flying peng. All the exercises are good for you in different ways, but some are more character building than others, aren't they? Yeah. I remember one day workshop I did, day retreat I did with the Cascubas, and the Monday morning I woke up and I was having to kind of lift my legs up. I was like, yes, my legs are full of character right now. Thanks, guys. One more time. Horrible. And then the other side. So we're just tuning into the body. You want to really feel what you are sensing. Notice what you are sensing. So it's rather than thinking about something, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. That's Carell's very quite clear on that these days about really sensing and feeling, experiencing and exploring. And one more time. Bigger stance. Dragon serves teacups. We'll do 20 of them and then we'll also do some moving ones. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep breathing. Fabulous. 6. Wonderful. 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway. 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then just do some moving ones, just as many as you like. Fabulous. Okay. We'll stop for a quick water break, and then we'll have a look at rising coiling dragon because we almost had that the other week. That was almost perfect, wasn't it? It was almost perfect. So just let me. Fabulous, fabulous. So nice and tall, breathing in and out. I better check the chat just in case. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, let's have a look at rising coiling dragon. So demonstration. Go like that. One, two, and then you have your little your pinky against the elbow, pinky finger, and then you come up. So you feel this open, turn, just come down, back, up. It's like a chop. It's like a chop, but you close the hip as well at the same time. So, and then you do it this side. One, two, step forward, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Just so that's the chorus. So, yeah, at the folk club, what happens is just at the folk club, what happens is they teach you the chorus, and then everybody repeats it. Like when it's a bit like hymns in church. I noticed. I like to find out about cultural things. They were explaining football to me today in quite a lot of detail. That was very interesting, culturally. And so they explain the chorus, and then when it gets to the chorus, then everybody joins in. So everyone join in now. This is the chorus. So I like to keep it topical, So I'm spending the whole weekend at folk festivals. I'll be having to listen to thrash metal all week next week just to make up for it. Here we go, and begin. So I'm not joking. Or maybe some rap. So forth. There we go. So we're a very relaxed dragon. Rising coiling dragon. Rising dragon. Coiling dragon. Rising dragon. Chop round, close the hip. There we go. Rising dragon. Coiling dragon. Rising dragon. And come round. So you want to feel that the whole of your body is engaged, and there's this real flow to the movements. Yeah, hip sinking is quite contextual, isn't it? You're absolutely right. I've never quite got it nailed actually from Carell what he personally means by sinking the hips. I might press him on that. It's quite interesting because which bit of the hip is it? Is it where the femur and hips join? Is it? Yeah, they're not always that clear, but I suspect it's more of a feeling, and that's the closest verbal description they've got to getting the feeling of sinking in that area. You know, it can get a bit metaphysical sometimes, Tai Chi, and unclear as well. Okay, we'll finish the one we're on. Nice one. Sink the hips. Breathe in. Breathe in. Well, yeah, but we'll do some of the kicks as well. Yeah, because we were doing the kicks last night in the class, and I won't do it this week, but next week we'll do some of the Chen style kicks, just in kind of preparation for when we get to do them later. And also they're just good to do because again it works your balance. And we ever kind of said work people's balance, and I'm like yes, ever. It's like, yeah, she's amazing. And, so you want to open the open the hands. When you come down, imagine you're moving through water. So as you come down the water and you're expanding your hands and you're feeling it in the fingertips. Oh, now it's starting to rain. I knew I shouldn't have said that. So I, I really am quite a lot when I'm on my back doorstep. Yes, I'm on my back doorstep and moving through water. There we go. Okay, and then we go like this. Come up and up. So feel like shoulder. We're just keeping it really, really soft. And keep it very soft, smooth, and slow. Okay, and then downwards. I call this one stroking the beard, especially for the folk festival. Like when you're stewarding, one of the things we do, because otherwise you get a bit bored when it's, and then what you do is you give marks out of 10 for all the different beards you see at folk festivals. It's very exciting. We know how to have fun. So I'm looking forward to that. There we go. Marvellous, okay. Like this. Down. I'll check what you've written at half time. So soft and light in the arms, heavy in the legs. You want to really feel that you've got this solid connection to the ground. So as Master Fred Howe likes to say, heavy as Mother Earth, soft as water, light as air. But when he says it, it just sounded like the most wisest thing ever said. It was just brilliant. And we all stood there awestruck at Master Fred Howe's utterance. Oh, it was wonderful. He's a lovely guy. Lovely guy. Yeah, teacher with Parkinson's. One of the many. There's quite a few Tai Chi teachers with Parkinson's now. Um, okay. Coiling silk. 1, 2. So you've got your spinal wave thing going. 3, 4. 9 and 10. Okay, 10 in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Nice and tall. Sit down. Okay, try this one. So you go like that with one hand, and then with the other hand you go like this. Actually, we'll do it singles first, then we'll do doubles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, other hand so it's not left out. 1, 2. One of my very close friends is Danish, so I was commiserating with her. 5. So like this. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now with this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, then for fun, we put them together and get this wonderful thing. Look at that. Isn't that great? 3. This is one from Eva. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 2 more for fun. My fun. 9, 10. Marvellous. Let's try it the other side. 1, 2, 3. You can have a little play around with the different rhythms if you want. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How are we doing? How are we doing? So a nice violin and still looking one. So I'm going to sink the hips. Whatever that means. This bit's thinking, well, the best way I got described about the sinking the hips is imagine your pelvis is made out of gold. Let's make it 24 karat gold, you know. And it's pulling down on your lower spine. The other image that Carell gave was imagine you've got a full nappy. Now I know which image I prefer. I like having a solid gold 24 karat pelvis and hip joints. Thank you very much. With me top, that's what I want. I'm not bothered about no.
What did the others say?
The others we all decided we all wanted to have a gold hip bones and pelvises. And Carell could keep his nappies. We're not doing that. I was just like, eh. So if that helps you sink your hips, solid gold, lovely. So relax around the jaw. Relax around. Very nice. Look at that. Aren't we good? And are we feeling it in the feet? Feel it in the feet. Right, that was so good. We'll do one more, and then we'll do it on the other side. So we start here. So nice and floating. So we looked at this movement last night, and Carell was quite insistent of sinking the hips. Mike was quite insistent about. He kept saying, "No, sink down more." So it was. I could feel my legs this morning.
Excuse me, Farah, why is everyone instructing us on how to use our hips male?
No, Eva does as well. That is a good point. That is a good point. Yep. Now Eva's really into sinking her hips too. It's not exclusive to gender, which is very, you know.
But it does send you to the osteopath if you use a man's version too often.
Yeah, you want to use a woman's version. Yeah, that's a good point. You wanna adapt it to how your hips are personally shaped. They work slightly different in males and females, so I will make a mental note of that and ask Eva what she thinks.
It's not just slight, it's how a coroner judges any gender on a bag of bones.
Yeah.
Very profound.
Yeah, I know. Well, the reason why is because women have the ability to get some bacon systems, so they need to have a slightly different shape. Okay, try quite similar with things like Western medicine that when I did my toxicology course, They were saying there is differences between how men process medications and how women process medications. So, so it is worth taking things into account. Okay, other side. I will consult with Eva. That's a very good point. Thanks for that. Awesome. Because she'll have a different spin on it. And Carell often does a lot of analysing in his brain, so that's really good. What have you found in your? Because Eva's been doing Tai Chi since '82. Carell's been doing Tai Chi since '78, I think. So they ought to have picked up something useful by now. Now, seamlessly, but my default thing is relax and pay attention to what you're doing when you're doing it. And if you're paying enough attention and being kind of clear enough, you can actually work out what works for you and what doesn't. Actually, if you kind of take your time and suss things out, and if it doesn't appear to be working, then don't do it. You know what I mean? It's like it's quite a empowering art is the idea of this. You kind of work out how to do it yourself. Okay, go in the other direction. That's beautiful. Okay. It's quite interesting in one of Barry's classes, and it was quite a full-on intensive kung fu fitness class. Everybody has to do what he does different because people were just rattling off what various conditions that we all had. It's really interesting and how they had to adapt it, and he was really cool with that because he says ultimately you have to work out how to do it yourself. It's a bit of a get out, but there's something quite empowering about doing things by working things out for yourself. It's quite cool. Okay, come back. Shake hands. We'll rest our legs from that character building pose. We'll do this. Just notice what you are sensing. One more time each side. Nice. Sink, 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 sink. Okay, let's do the 1, 2, 3. So you were just feeling the stretch. When Carell was explaining this, he was saying about it's not like a proper punch. Well, it is. It really isn't. But what you're doing is you're feeling the stretch across the body. I'll show you that from the side. So I transfer the weight, and I'm keeping I'm keeping things. I'm not leaning. I'm avoiding leaning. Yeah. I tried listening to the football on the radio, and I managed 5 minutes, but I didn't really understand it, so I went back to reading the book. But that was my football story. Just like, no. It's a very exciting book. It was about muscles. See, I know how to have fun. Okay, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. How are we doing? I'd like to do a little bit of the form actually. So, yeah. Let's go to. Let's go to there from the beginning. I'll have to do it turn around and facing in the correct direction because I really can't mirror with Chen. I've tried and it just doesn't work. So Mike ever can, but hey, you know, I've not been doing Tai Chi since 1982, so that's my excuse. So we'll start here. Actually, I can mirror a little bit, but then I'll have to give up. So have your feet together, lengthen through the spine, relax. Just really tune into the ground, and then you raise your right foot, step out, and you go into a perfect Wu Chi stance. If you're Grandmaster Chen Shaowang, every single time he does it, it looks like his feet are exactly in the right spot. It's very annoying. And then you sink down, lengthen through the spine, relax, lengthen, chin holding the small ball. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. And down. Go to the right, left side push, go to the left, right side push, turn the foot, bring the leg in, step, it comes down. I'll show it from the side actually. It goes down, open. Right, now I'll mirror. And right, then look to the right, step out with the right foot. Back with the right foot. Bring the left hand to the right, sink down. Make a fist. Step. And right, okay, let's do that again. Oh, hang on, how are we doing for time? Okay, let's not do that again. We've run out of time, sorry. Let's calm the mind, calm the body, calm the energy, regulate the breathing. I was just getting into that. Oh. triple warmer. So if I remember, we'll be looking at the Chen style kicks next week for fun. If I remember, I probably won't. One more time. Nice and relaxed. Then embrace a toe, return to the mountain. And then rub the hands together. And polish the legs. Back rub. Nice. So yeah, sorry I didn't have as much time to go through the form as I'd hoped. Well, I never really plan. I don't actually plan my lessons. That's why when I did my education course, and they said, "What's your lesson plan?" and it was like, "Well, do Tai Chi." It's situational. It kind of depends on what. Yeah, it's very similar to free improvised music, really. What? Yeah, I kind of adopt Carell's style of teaching. Goodness knows what's going to happen. One more time. There's some themes, but the rest of it's quite free range. Yeah, let's expand. Okay, relax the hands a bit more, everybody. And float the arms. Nice and tall. Feel the ground under your feet. Make a fist with the right hand, left hand over the top, feet together, and great. Okay, we'll pause for a quick kind of changeover break, and I'll find out what people want to practice. It's much more fun when we got a little bit of what do you want and when do you want it? Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so due to popular request, Garuda spreads its wings. So we just have the feet together. We're nice and tall. So you want to really pay attention to your posture, and we're going to do it nice and slow. We're not in a hurry. Yeah. Relaxing. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once more with feeling. And we'll be doing this again tomorrow in the Tai Chi fitness class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, other side, hang on, just got to move a trip hazard. Other side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many was that? Have we got one left, or was that all of them? But one more. One more. I thought so. I can't count to 3, can I? I must be a musician. Dreadful. So nice and tall. Right, once more with feeling. Here we go. We can do it. One. Now remember, you can have a baby Garuda. You don't have to go as low as I am. This isn't boot camp. 3, 4. That's it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Okay, so why tape off as fruit? I'm just doing it as a health exercise without the stepping. So you start here and step to the diagonal, transfer the weight, turn the waist. Palm up, palm down. And you want to sink into that front leg. You want to lengthen through the spine and feel that your whole body is connected. Now open and feel that stretch along the chest. And as you're rotating your shoulder, you're rotating in the shoulder here, and you're also feeling the shoulder rotate. You get that stretch. Then you release that stretch. So this hand comes down and over, it's almost like a deflection before comes over. And this hand comes towards it. You want to transfer your weight. Now sink the weight back, and you want to stretch out like you're bending a bow, or like you're bending a bow to shoot an arrow. Now bring the hand around. Hold. Dragon holds a pole. So you like this. Now you sink back, and then you step. And I've just been doing it like that in Ely this morning because we worked it out last Thursday afternoon. Palm up, palm down. So we're just taking our time, we're opening, so you feel that stretch. And then I feel that you've got lots of room in the body, you've got lots of space. Place your feet. Place your feet. Heel, toe. Notice what you're feeling under your feet. Yeah. Yeah, Bran, if you could remind me by sending an email to ask me to ask Eva about the hips, that'd be really useful because it might fall out of my brain again. But I really would like to find out because that's a very good point. Very good point. So we come down. So you can do it on the spot. It's quite nice. So creating lots of space in the body. We'll finish off here. We'll do this one, and then what I'll do is I'll ask for questions, feedback, comments, observations. Okay. Any questions or comments or whatever about that? So you got the blackbirds having a chatter over there. There must be a cat. There's any questions on that? Oh, I'll read the chat. You feel free to put them in the chat or ask by unmiking. Yeah. Ha! No worries. Okay, let's have a look at this one because I was thinking about it on Tuesday. So it's like imagine you got some leaves and some twigs in your hand, and you it's like that. There you go. That was. Oh, hang on. I better clean up. They do a lot of gardening. They're probably wondering where do these random leaves appear from? Right, nothing to see. Nothing to see. But the idea, or sand. Next time you want to throw sand in someone's face, because I know you live near some sand dunes, don't you? You can do it like that. So what happens is that this bit goes back as this bit goes forward, and there's a folding in these. It's like one of those, but you want to keep looking forwards, and we just do it nice and relaxed, nice and there we go, marvellous. And then when you feel so moved, you can do some quick ones at some point if you want, or you can just stick with the slow ones. It's all fine. And then when you get bored, I usually do about between 8 and 10, and then I change sides. Some people will just do one side until the leg feels like it's on flames, and then they'll swap. But I'm not really that macho about it anymore. I just wanna feel comfortable. You want to feel comfortable. Actually, that's a useful. You want to feel comfortable with what you're doing. So sometimes that means completely stopping and going and having a cup of tea or some din-dins or something, or cake. Oh, yes, I've got cake. I've got carrot cake in the fridge. My housemate caught me eating it with a spoon the other day. I know how to have fun. So. Okay, now try that the other side, unless you already have. In which case, ignore me and just do whatever. We're doing this. And then you can 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But you keep it really, really floppy-fied. Really floppy-fied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Okay, for our yeah. Let's just do. Actually, yeah, we'll do Bolshoi shili. We'll stick with the moving for now. We won't do standing today. Find your standing within the movement. There you go. That will sort it. So again, very soft and light in the hands, and you want that openness, that open feeling in the palms, and this firmness in the fingers. So Barry says that the fingers aren't like rigid, but they're not flippy floppy. They're this nice kind of firm, Like if you're massaging a little dog, you don't want flippy floppy hands, but you don't want rigid ones. One of my friends' dog had a stroke, so I've been doing massage on it to sort of try and get its legs working a bit better. But I've noticed I can't be too hard, but I can't be too soft either, because that don't work. So it's the same kind of thing when you're doing these hands shapes. Okay, and then when you're ready, change sides. So get your postures just so. So you go 70-30, 50-50 when you're doing this one. Change. One more. Try that the other side. Great. Okay, let's let's have a look at the Janwu, but we'll just start. We'll ease ourselves in. So this bit's a bit like a yo-yo, actually. It's like a yo-yo. I'll ask Carell. There'll be reasons. Yeah, you can adapt things. You can adapt things. It's the principle. It's the principle rather than the yeah. If you can find the underlying principle, then you just adapt as to what the situation dictates. That's what I work out. And then you can do this one. So yeah, Carell's looked at the really, really deep mechanics of all this, and he thinks about mechanics and principles all the blooming time. So if you've got any questions, write them down, shove them in an email, and I'll send to Carell and say, "Here, what do you think?" And he loves all that. So
I'd need the name of each one and ideally YouTube and the minutes so I can show him exactly which, and then he will probably yell at you a lot.
It's fine. It's fine. No, he's not like that. He likes finding out things. He's very good. And we can just start that. I did to start your Jan Woo. Nice. So we were doing a very slow Jan Woo. So you can do your oh yeah, there's this one as well. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It gets the details just the way into the principle, as far as I can see. So if your principles are sound, then the detail kind of takes care of itself. So you've got the health dance and you've also got the fighting dance. So the health dance, you're doing things that make you feel comfortable. And the fighting dance, you can throw a few little strikes in. Remember, we've got these kicks. What was the other one? Oh, so that, if you want. But I'm going to stick with health today. And then it's just about waiting to see what kind of crops up. So yeah, you can do. Dragon wags its tail. Turtle peers out of its shell. All sorts of things. Yeah, I'll have a look at the stepping. This is one of the stepping. So you want to go that way, so you go that way. You want to go that way, so you go that way. So it's like da-da-dum, da-da-dum, like a little da-da-dum. Kind of dum, 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 dum. You can. And you're kind of moving. It's a moving route. So you're solidly connected to the ground, but you're also able to move. You're able to move around. It's all very interesting. It's something I've been working on for the last year and a bit, actually, because I've been relating it to the free improvised music. Makes you nice and hot. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's do some incredibly slow punching, just to kind of get the structure again. So, yeah, it's probably to practice a thing. You wouldn't use this in a fight, I don't think, being stuck like that. They'll be doing it for a reason. They'll have reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1, 2, 3. So I have my other hand up as a guard. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, good. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So really, really, really loose. Really loose. 5, 6. Okay. One more. We'll do it the other side and then we'll just really slow. 1. So you don't even need to close your hands if you don't want to. You can just do it. You're just feeling this bit go back, this bit go forward, this bit turn, this bit split. And then and then 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, that'll do for that. Let's just do some nice soft things. It's good if you've been doing punchy stuff to do really softy stuff after, because that's better then. Okay, sun and moon. One more time. Embrace the tiger, turn to the mountain. So just feel that you're kind of arriving back to that stable, comfortable place of clarity and resilience and peace. Very peaceful. So yeah, exploring, questioning is really useful. I highly approve of that. Saying like, what is actually going on here? Why are we doing this? Very useful. So we're just feeling that. Feel that the whole body is breathing. Actually, yeah, if you can. One more time. stand for a moment. Really own your space. Just feel you've got lots of room in all your joints. Nice and relaxed. Make a fist with the right hand. Left hand over the top. Bring your feet together and bow. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'll ask. Do remind me to ask the scoopers some useful stuff, and I will do that because that's the point. It is different in women than men.